It's that time again. Time for another one talent challenge. Working on the paladin, Thornadin, I should say, and I'm hoping he's going to make it past Duriel. I know that my barbarian didn't, but I have high hopes for the paladin. Now, couple of things. First, I know I had a short Pokemon video. I want to do more of that singles battle. I know that. I'm recording this on a different day than the singles battle. I was very short of time for that. That one was recorded on Friday for to be posted for Sunday. And it's been hectic because I went and I did Friday Night Magic at the local place. Bought some cards, but yeah, I want to do more singles battles, and I want to be able to take more time to do it. So, with that being the case, do you want to see me build better teams, more elaborate teams, and so on and so forth? Let me know. Actually, let me know in the comments of this video or the Pokemon video. It doesn't really matter. And people say, "Oh, there you go. You're engagement farming again." No, engagement farming is like all those other people that sit there and talk about their subscriptions and their likes. I don't do that. It's like I get what I get. We're good there. The reason I like comments is because comments give you direct feedback, right? And there's no real like direct feedback per se. There's pseudo direct feedback, but it's not like the people could just be like, ah, yes, we're going to go talk to him on Twitter and let him know that we didn't care for his video. Well, okay, yeah, I have a Twitter. Yeah, anybody can get a hold of me. I can't link it because I haven't done the verification thing. I'm waiting for the timer to be like, okay, well, we're gonna verify your channel because you've been putting up content for like 5 months. Because I can no longer make the verification video because my camera no longer decides to work, or at least work properly. I might just disconnect the whole thing and then reconnect the whole thing, or just plug it directly into the PC somewhere. I have it going into the Anchor hub, but we'll see. I'll fiddle with it. I kind of like the whole uh, cameraless videos. Not because, uh, not because I don't like seeing my face down there, and it's not because the people don't like seeing my face down there, but more so, I like it cameraless because I don't have to sit there and constantly look over at the camera and have an expression that way. You can hear the expression in my voice, or at least I hope you can. But seeing as it's the new year, and I'm hoping to start doing some Path of Exile stuff and some Monster Hunter Wild stuff. So, uh, in the near future, whenever that stuff decides it wants to come out, I might do some Monster Hunter on the Wii, not Wii. Listen to me. Monster Hunter on the Switch, um, or some Monster Hunter World on PC, and I might throw that here on the channel too. I mean, is it the best content? No, no, not really. To be perfectly honest with you, it's not. And the reason why it's not the best content is because, yeah, you'll get the aficionados that look at Monster Hunter and like, yo, this dude's playing Monster Hunter. We don't find many people playing Monster Hunter and posting videos and waxing philosophically. Apologies. I shouldn't have coughed again. Still getting over that illness. For those of you out there that have gotten a cold or have gotten this, whatever it's called, I don't know. I don't even know if it's RSV or a cold, or I don't know what it is. Whatever it is. For those of you that have gotten it, I'm sorry. Those of you who have not gotten it, do not recommend. 10 of 10 would send back. It's not normal for me to be sick for, a week and a half, 2 weeks with a lingering cough or anything like that. It isn't, truthfully. Normally I get over illnesses in like, 4 to 5 days. But this just seems like it wants to just hold on for dear life. Now, I noticed the 6 people I've gotten 6 views, or at least that's how it shows, on the recent events thing about like the whole H-1B visas. And I hope people didn't misunderstand me here, but I made my position pretty clear on it. And I think that there needs to be an intern system that happens in this country where it finds native talent, by removing the whole degree required thing. Because I think people could do on the job training and understand the career and understand it perfectly. I really do. I firmly believe it. But nevertheless, we're going to move on from that topic. We're going to move into the other topic I wanted to talk about. And that is, what else do you want to see on my channel? Like Path of Exile, Path of Exile 2. I don't have PoE 2 yet. My theory on PoE 2 is I'm not going to buy anything that's going to eventually be free, so I'm not even going to bother purchasing it. They're like, but you get the early access and this and that. No. It will eventually be free. There's no reason to put money toward it. No reason. So, PoE 2 will come later. But, like, I have a ton of other games. I have Satisfactory and whatnot. I wouldn't mind making a Satisfactory playthrough, kinda. Although I think every single person that saw my factory would probably freak. I'd either have the spaghetti Andes out there that have a whole bunch of spaghetti conveyor belts being like, why don't you have spaghetti belts? And then I'd have the other people that are like really efficient being like, why isn't it that efficient? It could be more efficient if you do this. Well, yeah, I know it could be, but it's a factory that I'm not in it for efficiency. I'm in it for playing the game. Multiple times that I've actually done Satisfactory. I currently have a save file right now, and I'm almost back to the rebar gun. And I say almost back to because I had a save file prior, but because they updated it and a whole bunch of stuff came in, I had to redo the save file and get new different layout of materials. So the old factory I would just cut to the wayside. I also have Terraria, which I know that probably won't go over very well either, because you kind of have to have other people playing Terraria. I could do Magic the Gathering Arena, but I don't want to lose my mind. And believe me, I would probably lose my mind. Because from what I've heard, that's even more pay to win, skullduggery and chicanery more so than Hearthstone. Which is rather interesting that they'd be worse than Hearthstone. Oh, but the other thing I want to talk about, I just remembered. Season 2 of Solo Leveling is coming out. Or is out, I should say. And for those of you that have never watched Solo Leveling, get to it. Because that is a phenomenal anime. Now, there's a lot of people out there that don't like anime, and I get that. I get that completely. However, this is an anime that is really good. I was not expecting what I've seen so far. And it took me by surprise. 100% took me by surprise. And I've been looking forward to the second season. And now that the second season is coming out, the first episode came out today, I believe. Or is coming out tomorrow. I can't remember which. But, point is, really, really good. And I think those that have not watched it are missing out on an incredible anime. But it makes me wonder, but whenever I see like an anime like Solo Leveling, and then I play like Diablo 2, right? I sit there and it dawns on me that what if Diablo 2 Hardcore was like the inspiration for things like solo leveling. Know what I mean? Like solo leveling, it's like, oh, the main character can die if his life hits 0, and then he's dead. Okay, it's kind of cool. Kind of a cool idea. Kind of a cool premise. And everybody's like, oh yeah, but the die in game, die in real life thing's been done to death. It's very true, it has, but this is not. He's not actually playing a game in solo leveling, you see. Solo leveling is you're assigned a hunter rank when you hit a certain age. You cannot increase your hunter rank. But due to some circumstance, for him specifically, he can gain levels and gain power, which is effectively increasing his hunter rank. I won't spoil any more than that. Point is it makes me wonder, did they like play Diablo 2 or play Diablo 3 or something like that and then get the idea, hey, we can make an anime like this? Like, it's not like he's being isekai'd into another world. It's his own world. It's just now he can actually increase in power. Raises that interesting question. So it kind of feels like Diablo 2 in that sense, because Diablo is, your character's not like he's from another world, even though he is being controlled by someone else. He's not in another world, but yet if he dies, he's dead. So I mean, it raises interesting philosophical questions in that regard. I had multiple like political discussions today, which is kind of weird. Like I have had random discussions today, all on 3 hours of sleep, which you wouldn't think. Hey, 3 hours of sleep. How could he be so intellectually stimulated? Answer is coffee and lots of it. In all honesty, no. I do my best thinking when I am on low sleep. When I'm on low sleep and I need to sleep, and I'm getting to the point of needing to sleep, then it's different. Because like if my eyes are about ready to completely shut down and I'm about ready to pass out at the keyboard, then I get silent and I get very drowsy and tired. Otherwise, I'm wide awake. So long as I'm doing something, I'm wide awake. And yeah. And I know what my next video is going to be too. And that's going to be after this video. And it's going to be red light, green light on Call of Duty. Now, the only reason I'm doing that is because A, I've already tried it twice. I'm no good at it. And B, it's a whole new popular game mode that came out with Squid Games, with the Squid Games update. I know a lot of people don't like Call of Duty because, oh, it's Call of Duty, it's a billionaire, it's a billionaire game studio and they're shafting people X amount of dollars, blah, blah, blah. Look, they're trying to make a profit, right? As people say, well, they're using AI for artist creation. Okay. That's great and all. They're trying to use AI for art creation. You know how many people have used AI for art creation and gotten away with it and made money from John Q. Public? A lot. That's number one. Number two, the quality of art and the artists that are out there, they're going to ask a massive price. And when the artists ask that massive price, Do you really want to pay it? No. As a company, you don't want to pay the artist. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, they're doing it because of greed. Really? Has anybody else paid any attention to the brouhaha with artists putting secret messages and hidden messages into games? Tons of them have been doing it lately. Do you really think a company wants to catch flack over some artist's rendition of something? Because they're going to give the artist, they're going to give the creative license to the artist and give them artistic license to do it? And then all of a sudden this person just craps all over their brand, causing them to lose millions of dollars? I wouldn't. Especially with the way the climate is today, on hot button issues as well. Forget it. I would just say, you know what? I'd come out and I'd say, yeah, we use AI art. That way it doesn't absolutely make everybody lose their mind. AI is indiscriminate. AI pushes no agenda. AI just does what we tell it to do. And that's exactly it right there. So, for those out there that naysay the AI art, I say grow up. Because these people that will do, that are like, oh, I don't like AI art, will turn around and they'll generate memes with AI. And not see the hypocrisy. Ain't that weird? They'll be like, oh, well, we didn't do this. What? Didn't do what? Take jobs away from artists? But you did. You know, what about the meme artist that draws memes for a living? You just took food right out of his mouth by making AI art. Obviously, no one will buy that. No one will believe it either. So, you can't say that. So what are you left with? You're left with using AI art and catching flack from one half of the crowd. Or you're left with not making AI art, using artists and catching flack from the same crowd because the artist decided to push an agenda. Well, between the two, I'd say hand me the AI art. It does high quality renders for zero pay. And they say, well, wait a minute though. They're still charging enormous amounts of money for their game and their bundles. Okay. But who's forcing you to buy them? Someone breaking into your house, cracking open your wallet, taking your credit card and running it through and giving them $50? No. Nobody's making them buy the bundle. Nobody's making them do anything. They're doing it on their own volition. Which means they're buying it to support the product. So when they're buying it to support the product, everybody around them seems to have a hissy fit. But if but yet they're going to complain about the product because it has an AI art. Do they not realize, the two sides of that coin? It's either don't fund their habit, don't fund their company by not buying anything. You can buy the game. It's not like they're charging you a monthly fee to play it. Okay? So, like, if you buy Call of Duty, which, by the way, Black Ops 6 plays beautifully. Yeah, there's problems with, cheaters in ranked play in Warzone. So don't play ranked play in Warzone. I haven't had a single cheater in multiplayer. The pub lobbies feel good. There's no real huge skill disparity. It feels accurate. It feels on point. There are times, I fail at playing the game properly, and it shows. But don't sit there and be like, yes, well, it's this. No. When it fails, it's you, my friend. In the pub lobbies. Because I haven't found a single cheater in the pub lobbies. Not a one. I've seen some, suspicious hit detection, but then you realize, hey, wait, my ping was 135. because it had to connect to the West Coast server or something. Okay, that would cover for it. That makes sense. So the hit detection's the good. Like just the game feels good. The sounds are good. I love it. And currently, there's no other shooter like it. And for all those people out there that are like, but Fortnite, no, don't. Not even first-person Fortnite can say Fortnite. Those that love it, you're welcome to love it. No problem. I don't have an issue with it. Enjoy your happy little uh Fortnite game, but not for me, man. I mean, there's times that yes, I feel like I've been I've been cheated out of a win or cheated out of play the game or something, but those are few and far between. Honestly, most of the time I sit there and it's like, yeah, that's on me. So I think the reason I like it the most, I like it right now, and I really enjoy the game as a whole, is because it's faster than the mill sim like Rainbow Six Siege, which I'm no good at. It's faster paced than mill sim, but it's not Fortnite fast paced where if you're not building at light speed well on methamphetamines, you lose the game, which is one of the biggest detractors for Fortnite that I had when I started playing it was that if I'm no good at building. The zero build mode I did fine in, but I'm no good at building in Fortnite. So I played terribly. Terribly. So to me, it just felt gimmicky, right? It always felt gimmicky. And it's kind of funny because a lot of people are like, "Oh, but Fortnite's so good." But is it though? Are you sure it's just not, living on the, because of a fad? I say, well, a fad dies down. Well, yeah, Fortnite's died down a lot. More so since it started monetizing every single intellectual property walking. I mean, Call of Duty's done that now with the Squid Game thing, but it's not like you see Call of Duty X Skyrim or Call of Duty X Halo or X Family Guy, and there you don't have a crossover with every single intellectual property on the planet like you do with Fortnite. I mean, that's a marketing strategy that's working for them, so I really can't hate on it. Outside of the fact that it's annoying, because you'll have people that are like, oh man, I have to go get this bundle because of insert intellectual property A or B. And they know it. They know people are going to buy it because they know that those things are popular. Yet, Call of Duty's popularity obviously has waned recently, but Call of Duty's popularity maintains its hold based off of the game itself. It's not like a new um, thing is going to come out and be like, ah, yes, they came back because they wanted to play as this character. No, like with the Squid Games thing. Yeah, it's got a fun little game style. It's like the prop hunt. Everybody knows prop hunt. The Gmod prop hunt that existed ages ago. Everybody knows prop hunt. That being the case, you have all these people that play prop hunt now in Call of Duty, and yeah, more power to them too. I mean, I'm no good at that either. So I'm no good at Warzone either.
Light guide my way in this accursed place.
So there you go. You know, if it's not multiplayer hardcore or multiplayer standard, I'm pretty much a dumpster fire. If that makes any sense. Let's see here. I'm already at 25 minutes. Yikes. Didn't even know I was that far in. And no, I mean, it's like, I uninstalled Fortnite a while ago. I played it like once or twice when it first came out, and not the actual like building of Fortnite where you had to survive a fortnight. Um, but the actual multiplayer Fortnite Battle Royale. I played that when it first came out, and it's just the building part of it really irked me so much, and it was such a down note in the actual gameplay that I think that's what really killed the popularity of the game for a lot of people. They say, "Wow, it just shows a high skill cap." Okay, yeah, it does. It shows a high skill cap or a high reaction speed. But you know what else it does? It completely invalidates 99% of the guns. So, for example, I like to snipe things. Kind of picked that up with the whole "But Will It Snipe" series on my channel. Well, let's think about it. But will it snipe? And I like to snipe things, and I like to use I like to use things that are not normal and snipe with it. Now try doing that in Fortnite with build mode. The moment you start damaging somebody, they put up 18 walls, build the Taj Mahal, build it 36 feet in the air, and then jump down on you with a shotgun and blow you away. All right. So basically, it's shotguns in towers. It's not even Fortnite anymore. It's, look at this tower I've built. Haha. You know? Surprised more characters aren't named Ozymandias. I am Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. And it's like, and that's just how it feels. You know, because you have all these people building towers, and then they just jump down on top of you with a shotgun. Completely invalidates machine guns, completely invalidates, submachine guns, pistols, sniper rifles. Not so much the rocket launchers or the grenade launchers, because you could use those to blow up your structures, but it pretty much invalidates everything else. It's like if I wanted to play a game where it was all shotguns and rocket launchers, I'd play Halo. Of course, me saying that and trying to compare Fortnite to Halo, yeah, I'm basically going to be called a blasphemer for that. Like, how dare you compare Fortnite to Halo? You have the Halo side of people that would be upset because you're comparing Fortnite to Halo. Then you have the Fortnite people that would be upset because you're comparing Fortnite to Halo. Which is funny because, they both have the same argument regardless of what game they play. Meanwhile, Halo and Call of Duty are kind of like America's Army. That game was very good. America's Army was really good. It was an army recruitment tool, but it was very good. It was a game that was developed by the army, funded by the army, for the army to try to drum up support. for the army. Didn't work. A whole bunch of people played America's Army and loved the game, but basically thumbed their nose to the military and said, your game is fun, but, stick to just making games now, U.S. Army, please and thank you. Which was kind of funny that they just thumbed their nose to the U.S. military and were like, nah, fam, game's good, but military sucks, That's pretty much what they did. Then again, it was the height of the sentiment of, the 1990s, Desert Storm. The Desert Storm had just gotten done, and people didn't want to think about military. They didn't want to think about, having a conflict somewhere. People were over it. So they were just like, nope, that ain't it. I decided it was a really fun game. It was just arcadey enough to feel, well, like Call of Duty. But it was just realistically mil-sim enough to feel kind of like Rainbow Six Siege. So it was like a weird, almost like love child between the two games. It's really good. Really good game for its time. Kind of like Freelancer. If you've never played that game, oh man, Freelancer's some good stuff. If you can find a fresh Freelancer server, hit it. Freelancer's old now, but think EVE Online, but not pay to play. But it was done at such a time that it wasn't even pay to get the game. You could have pirated the game and put in all zeros and played it. For the key gen, you could have put in all zeros across your video game key and played Freelancer. And it was a good game. It was a really good game. It felt good flying the spaceships. It felt good blowing up other players. You had nullsec, where you could go out there and there's no security whatsoever. And you could blow up other players and steal their freight. You had people hauling freight to make money. And some of the people hauling freight had escorts. Like I said, it was a solid game. Yeah. But it's one of those games that, unless you played it like when it came out, you fell behind big time. It was all so good. I remember my friends and I, we used to get on that game. We'd get on the same server. The one guy was like, I'm going to run freight. He bought the big old freighter ship after he did a few missions and blew up some bandits. And I'm like, well, I'll help you run the freight. That's no big deal. And so I bought the vessel that had like 8 cannons on it. And when I bought that vessel, I was flying it around. I mean, we were getting attacked all the time in space. Some of the times we won, some of the times we lost. But we had a great time. He was buying up like lengths, like sheets of rubber or something like that, and he had to haul it like 18 jumps to sell it for like a massive profit, all while avoiding players who didn't know what he was carrying but wanted his cargo, and piracy was very rampant on that game. And I mean, very rampant. If you thought piracy in like Arcade was bad, this game made Arcade look like Spring Break. But we made it all the way to the Arcane Sanctum. I'll save the Arcane Sanctum and Duriel for the next one. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I know I did. I enjoyed reminiscing about other games. But yeah, I need to know feedback on what to do. What do you want to see? As if not, I'm just gonna start doing something else and start going from there. But hope everybody enjoyed this video. I already said that because I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking about the topics and harkening back to the old times. I hope everybody has a fantastic evening, a wonderful tomorrow, and as always, have a good one.